for beginners. And I'm really curious to hear if you came to the Tuesday class, if you did the Tuesday class with me, how your back and your hamstrings felt. So I will ask that at the end of this class. But in the meantime, go ahead and sit nice and comfortable. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, relax, reassess. Listen to your body, maybe roll your head a couple of times in each direction, and now slow down and go nice and easy and breathe. I'm starting to go through my left side, and I'm gonna switch and come to the right side. If you feel like closing your eyes now and just listening to how your neck feels and how your shoulders feel, making that mind-body connection that I keep talking about, please do. And a couple more times. I'm now going to my right. And when you're done doing that 3 times in each direction, I want you to drop your chin down and gently pull your shoulders back. Easy, happy lengthening of your top of your head, spine and your neck. We don't apply anything now. Release your arms and bring them to the back. Clasp your hands, and I'm going to turn around so that you know what I'm talking about. And you're going to straighten your arms as much as possible, pulling your shoulders as far away from your ears as possible, and you're dropping your chin down. One more breath. Very nice. And go ahead and release that. Reach your arms, both of them, up toward the ceiling and lift your chin as high as you possibly can. Now I want a long throat. Reach both of your arms as high as you can. Breathe into your belly. This area between your pelvis and your lungs is really opening up. One more breath, please. Reach, reach, reach. Someday all the way up toward the ceiling. Very nice. Now that we have sort of connected with our body, we're going to start playing with it a little bit. So there are 2 variations for where we're going to start. I'm going to tuck my left leg under, and I'm going to place my right foot right on the outside of my left knee. Now, if you find that keeping your left leg straight instead of tucked in works better for your knee, please do. In the meantime, I'm going to bring my left elbow on the outside of my right knee, and I'm going to gently press it out to the left side of my body. I'm also going to try and reach and grab my left knee, so the bottom one. So once I have established this, reach your right arm in front of you. Inhale. And with an exhale, continuing with your gaze, you're going to follow your right arm away from your legs and as far to the back as you can. And stay here for 2 more breaths. One more breath. And start to return it now back, forward. Very nice. Let's switch. The right one under, whether it's tucked in or straight. Left foot comes on the outside of your right knee, either way. The right arm comes on the outside of your left knee. Reach your right hand and see if you can grab your right knee, whether extended or bent. Settle in here, find your balance. Good. Reach your left arm in front. Inhale, and with a long exhale, start to rotate your body to the left. Keep your arms strong and straight, and go as far as your spine allows you. Once you have reached your destination, stay here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Very nice. And from here, continue back. And we're back to center. Good. Very nice. Release that. Both legs are going to be straight in front of you. I want you to bend your right knee, rotate it, and place your right foot into your left hip crease. Now there's a very good chance that your right knee is not going to agree to do that. If that's the case, change the angle of that right leg and place your ankle right above your left knee. Whichever variation works for you best, that's fine. And if that is not an option either, place your right foot against your left leg, anywhere up and down. So this is the most advanced one. So it's your half lotus. You're gonna take a nice deep inhale, reaching your arms up, and with an exhale, very gently lean forward. If you can, grab your toes, left toes that is. If you cannot, just place your hands on both sides of your left leg and lean forward. If the angle of your right knee is very acute, you're gonna definitely feel a big, big stretch in your right knee. 1 more breath here for me, please. And gently lift up. First, reach your arms all the way up. This is where you warm up your spine. And then help your right leg with your hands, release. Right leg is forward. And now we're gonna bend our left knee and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Now, on one side, you may be more flexible than the other. Just work with your own body. Now you know what your 3 options are. Settle in, roll your shoulders back, open up, long spine, long arms, and very gently, listening to your body, you're going to start falling forward, maybe grabbing your toes, or maybe just placing your hands on the floor and breathing. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Very nice. Reach your arms in front of you and then start to lift. And go ahead, release. Lean back and release that left leg. Both legs are now straight. Reach your arms to sides. Inhale in with an exhale. Rotate once to the left. Inhale, come through the center. And with an exhale, rotate to the right. Good. Coming all the way back to the center. And we're gonna go into a tabletop position. You are familiar with it. Your hands are right under your elbows. Your elbows are right under your shoulders. Your knees are right under your hips. Do not bring your knees together. All right, now you're gonna very gently drop your belly, pull your shoulders back. Nothing very crazy. I don't want you to go into a very extended cow here, because what I'm interested in is more you bringing your gaze and your chin over your left shoulder. And then with an inhale, come through the center, and with an exhale, go ahead and rotate both your right shoulder and your head to the right. We're going to do a little bit more of an exaggeration here. So now, not only do I want you to bring your head and your gaze over your left shoulder, but please drop your left shoulder down so you can see your left hip. And we're going to go through the center and do the same thing on the right side. Pull your shoulder back, look at your right hip. Good. Come through the center. Release your right leg. It is on the floor now. Go ahead and slide it to the left side of your body. And now look over your left shoulder, pull your left shoulder back, check out your toenails. Definitely need pedicure. Cannot get it done. One more breath. Long right side of your body, very nice. Go ahead and release that, bring it back in. This time your left foot comes on the floor behind you. You are sliding it to the right side of your body and you're rotating your gaze, your neck, and everything that comes with it. Draw your right shoulder back, look on to your left toes. Very nice. Go ahead and return that. Okay, so this next one is going to be harder, but it's a really, really good exercise. Release your right leg now up toward, away from the top of your head. And we're gonna repeat the same thing with the leg and with the shoulder and with our gaze, except that leg is gonna be up in the air. So you're definitely using your leg and your core muscles here. 2 more breaths. One more breath. With your next inhale, go ahead and come back into neutral position, and exhale, drop your right knee on the floor. Left leg goes out, away from the top of your head. Inhale, draw your belly into your spine and start that swing. So your left leg comes to the right side of your body. I'm gonna turn around. 2 more breaths. Draw your right shoulder back so you can see your foot. Very nice. And go ahead and return that. Good. Let's go into our cat. So tuck your tailbone under and round your back as much as you can. Stay here. What I'm looking for is a really, really long spine. First, drop your head down. And now actually tuck your chin under. So you're really making your throat very short and your neck very long. One more breath. Very nice. Roll your shoulders back. Tuck your toes. And go ahead and lift your hips as high as you can for just a tiny bit and walk your feet towards your hands. Good. Find your way into a forward fold. Relax here for me for just a sec. Now you remember that if you do not have a yoga block, you can always use a pot or something that is fairly stable. And but that will help you actually come into your personal forward fold. So from here, you're gonna go ahead and bend your right knee. Right hand is still going to be on the floor or wherever you can reach. And your left arm is gonna come toward the ceiling. So you're really opening up through your chest. And I want your body to be as parallel to the floor as possible. So that part is super important. Now, bend your left arm and bring it behind you into your right hip crease, or as far as your arm allows you. So what this helps with is pulling your left shoulder higher up and really twisting at your waist as much as possible. Good. Inhale. And exhale 1/3 time. Left arm rises with that next inhale. And with an exhale, you're coming down. So left hand is on the floor, left knee is bent this time. Right leg remains very straight. And you reach your right arm first toward the ceiling, finding that beautiful twist. Your body is still parallel to the floor. Bend your right arm. And see how far you're going to be able to bring your right hand. possibly into your left hip crease. One more breath. Reach your right arm up toward the ceiling, and with an exhale, bring your right hand back on the floor. Go ahead and fold forward. Grab your elbows, drop your head here. Gently sway side to side 3 times. One more time. Very nice. Place your hands back on the floor. Lift, soften your knees, and left leg goes back. Reposition your hands. You want to make sure that your right foot is right between your hands. You want to make sure that your shin is upright and that your knee and your ankle are in one line. Gently shift your hips side to side. I want you to feel a wonderful, wonderful stretch in your left hip flexor. Keep your chest very open. Lift through your chest. Lift as much as you possibly can. Now drop your left knee on the floor and bring your arms all the way up. Inhale. And with an exhale, hands come back down on the floor. Straighten your left leg. Good. And step your left leg forward. Forward fold again. Grab your elbows again. Sway 3 times. Really, really opening up your lower back and your hamstrings. After your third sway, place your hands back on the floor, soften your knees, and right leg goes back. And again, align your shin, align your ankle and your knee, and very gently sway side to side, opening up your right hip flexor. Good. Nice. Drop your right knee on the floor. Ready? And lift up. And release. All right, we're gonna go a little bit faster now. And if I go a little too fast, you know, to slow down and listen to your own body. All right, straighten your right leg and bring your right foot forward. Left leg goes back right away. Drop your left knee on the floor. And with your next inhale, open up. Exhale, hands come back down. If you have to take several extra breaths, no big deal. Straighten your left leg and bring your left foot forward. Right one goes back. Drop your right knee on the floor. Lift up. Hands come back down. Right foot comes forward. Left one goes back. Drop your left knee on the floor. Lift up. Nice long inhale. Shoulders are back. Bring the arms back down. Left foot comes forward. Right one goes back. Dropping your right knee. Lifting all the way up. Slightly arching your back. Coming back in. Right foot forward. And stay here. Drop your hips as low as you can. Finding our chair pose. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And lift all the way up. So now, definitely open in your legs. Definitely open in your shoulders. Everything finally is working. We have done a whole bunch of twists, so the spine should be pretty open as well. We're gonna go into a set of balances here. And what I'm interested in is that you actually try these balances without any help. No touching of anything at all. Now we're going to start with placing our feet on the floor, on the mat, wherever you are. I prefer the floor because the surface is a little bit harder and gives me a little bit more sense of stability. It is also important that you breathe through all of these and your shoulders are very, very relaxed. We're going to go into Warrior 3 to start with. I'm going to turn around so that you can see if you are fairly new to it, or if you don't feel that your balance today is 100%. That you really ease into it. You're going to lift your right foot. So first of all, you're going to shift your body weight onto your left leg. You're going to lift your right foot first. Place your hands on your hips. You're hinging here at your hips. You're going to reach your right leg back and maybe start with placing your right toes on the floor. Just get a feel for where you are. And then maybe you're gently bringing your toes up and going and hinging forward just a tiny bit more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And if you're not 100% comfortable, come right back. Place those toes back on the floor to get that stability and try again. You've got another 15 seconds here to play with this. Go with your own variation. If you need to use your arms, bringing them out in the air, please do. But most importantly, keep breathing. Start to come out of this one. Remember not to rush. That part is hard. Your heart rate is probably slightly higher now. Well done. Let's try that on the other side. It's the same thing. You are pressing your body weight into your right foot. You are establishing it. No one is watching. It is your own experiment. You're going to lift your left leg. You're going to send it back and maybe start with your left toes on the floor. Settle in. Start leaning more forward. The way your upper body goes down is parallel to your left leg going up. You've got 20 more seconds here. Note that you're using the toes of your right foot. Please do. So many little balancing muscles here that are helping you. Breathe. Good. Very, 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 very slowly. You're going to start coming back. Maybe place your toes on the floor and then come back. Good. Let's try that again on the left side. Now you know the rules, and try and keep your gaze on something that doesn't move. Really helps just to calm down your vision and calm down your breathing. This time you're going to go for 3 breaths, your own height, your own breathing. We're done with your 3rd breath. Try and bring your right knee forward first, and then placing your right foot on the floor. If you missed that part, we're going to try that on the other side. No big deal. Do whatever you want to do with your hands. Once again, shift your body weight onto your right foot, lift your left knee, and then start going into your variation. Once you have reached how far you want to go, give it 3 full breaths. And then when you return back, see if you can bring your left knee first up and then gently placing it on the floor. Very nice. So, if there's one thing that I could ask you to do is try this one on your own as many times as you can. So now that you have figured out how to go into Warrior 3, we're going to go into our tree. So you're going to rotate your right knee away from your body to the right side, and you're going to place your right toes on the floor and right heel against your left leg. Start here, and then if you think you can, slide it up towards your calf. Now, if you are advanced, Feel free to bring it all the way into your left thigh. Calm down your breathing. One more breath. And one more time, your right knee comes forward first, and then you're gonna place it on the floor. We did not do any of these balancing on Tuesday, so I'm trying to play a little bit more with these balances today. Rotate your left knee out to the left, toes on the floor first, heel against your right shin, and then when you're ready, lift it against your calf. And one side is always a little bit easier than the other. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Very nice. Release that left knee forward first, and then gently place that left foot on the floor. If you stumble, no big deal. Really, absolutely no big deal. You've done absolutely wonderful. We're going to connect a few things here and add a couple more. Let's add a little bit of arms. Come back to the front of your mat. Reach your arms up, opening up again, and swan dive. So you're keeping your back as straight or even arched as you can as you're dropping the body forward. Soften your knees. Left leg goes back. Drop your left knee on the floor. Release your arms toward the ceiling. We've done this one before. Bring your hands to your heart center. Rotate your body now to the right. Shift your hips as low as you possibly can. Try and align. Remember how we started this practice with your left knee, with your right knee and your left elbow connected. Right now we're not connecting them, but this is exactly that same stretch. And rotate back forward after your third breath. Reach your arms all the way up. Hands back on the floor. Left foot comes forward. Right one goes back. Drop onto your right knee and open up. I'm just rotating all over the place so that you can see what I'm asking of you. And then from here, hands come to your heart center. Inhale, and with an exhale, rotate to the left. 2 more breaths. Right elbow is aligned with your left knee. Good. Next inhale, rotate back, reaching your arms up. Good. Hands back forward. Tuck your right toes and shift your right foot forward. Very nice. So you are at the front of the mat. And again, left leg goes back. Drop on your left knee. Reach out. And from here, hands come to your heart center. Rotate to your right and lean forward, hooking that left elbow and your right knee. Like this. Good. Press your right hand into your left hand. You're trying to align your hands with your chest. That's how deep your stretch in your spine is. 1 more breath. First lift, and then rotate forward. Arms are up again, and then hands back on the floor. Left foot comes forward, right one goes back. Drop your right knee, open up, find the length in your spine and in your arms. Hands come to your heart center. Inhale. And with an exhale, first you're rotating, being here already several times, and then you are once again leaning forward, and this time you're hooking your right elbow over your left knee. Press your left hand into your right hand. This helps with that rotation. And see what you can do about aligning your heart with your hands. Shift your hips a little bit more forward. One more breath. Nice. Release that first. And then go ahead and rotate. Hands are back forward. Right foot comes forward. Lift all the way up. And go into warrior three on your left leg. Once again, your variation. You may want to keep your right leg on the floor, or you may want to try and hinge a little bit deeper into it. When you come up, you're going to bypass the floor, hopefully, bringing your right knee forward, rotating it, and finding your tree. If it's too hard, keep your toes on the floor, leaning your heel against your calf. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Knee forward. Place your right foot on the floor. Beautifully done. Let's try that on the other side. So, right knee, left knee up. You're on your right foot, leaning forward, reaching your left leg in the opposite direction from your head. 3 breaths, your own variation. 2 breaths. One breath. Lifting up, knee forward, bypassing the floor, hopefully. Rotate that knee to the left. Find your tree. Your foot is against your calf. Relax through your chest. Left knee forward after your 3rd breath. And step it down on the floor. A lot of work on your legs and the balance. You're doing absolutely fabulous. All right, now we're going to connect these 2 exercises, and then we're going to go back on the floor. So everybody's good. You are at the front of your mat. Reach your arms all the way up. Swan dive. Soften your knees. Left leg goes back. Drop your left knee on the floor. Lift up into your crescent. Hands to your heart center. Rotate to the right. Lean forward and hook your left elbow and your right knee. Open up. Your heart and your hands are aligned, shoulders down. One more breath. Lift. Re-rotate. Place your hands on the floor. Bring your left leg forward. Lift up. And lift your left leg up. Find your warrior 3. Come forward. Rotate your left knee to the left. And find your tree. Last 2 breaths. Last 1 breath. Your gaze is very calm. Release left foot on the floor. Reach both of your arms once again up. Swan dive. Soften your knees, right leg goes back, drop your right knee on the floor, lift up into your crescent. Hands come to your heart center. Rotate to the left. And lean forward, hooking your right elbow against your left knee. Left hand presses into your right. Heart and hands are as close as possible. One more breath. Lift up. Rotate. Arms are up. And then you bring them down. Right foot comes forward. Lift up, and as you do, see if you can draw that right foot up. And then go into your warrior 3 for 2 breaths. One breath. Lifting up, knee forward, rotating it to the right, and placing your right foot somewhere on your left calf. One more breath. Right knee comes forward, and drop your right foot back on the floor. That was really wonderfully done. All right, we're gonna go ahead and find our way on the floor now. Keep your towel next to you. Place your shoulder blades on the floor. Grab that towel and place it between your feet. Good. So from here, you're gonna go ahead and draw your legs to about 45 degrees, just to the point where you feel that your core is engaged, but your lower back is still flat against the floor. Good, and lift it back to 90 degrees again. Inhale, and once again, go to that same spot and see if you can go just a tiny bit more. And lift it back. One last time. See how far you can go before your lower back separates from the floor. You really need to squeeze your belly into your lower back. Press it, press it, press it, press it. Good. Bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. You don't need the towel now. Good. Reach your arms and see if you can touch your heels with your fingers. Fingertips are fine. We're going to go into bridge. So the way you do that is by bringing your shoulders under, and you're going to start by arching your back. So your tailbone is on the floor, your shoulders are on the floor, but you're trying to arch your back so almost none of your spine is touching the floor. Don't worry if you're not 100% there. It's not really that big a deal. I'm just trying to place that mental image, and I want you to press your shoulders as far down as possible in order to both open your chest, arch your back, and press your spine away from the mat. So if you can visualize that, you should be able to do that. Draw your elbows under. Arms are extended. Inhale, and with an exhale, lift your hips up, and remember not to drop your knees away from each other. Your knees are still aligned with your hips. One more breath. Very nice. Relax your shoulders, round your back, and one vertebra at a time, start to draw that spine back on the floor. Good. You should feel that your spine has just lengthened by 3 millimeters, maybe even more. Wouldn't that be great? All right, let's try that again. So it's really intense on the spine. When you're trying to lift it, you're lifting your belly, you're pressing your tailbone into the mat. Now you're pressing your shoulders into the mat. You're pressing your elbows, you're lifting your chest as high as you possibly can, trying to separate your spine completely from the floor. So it's only the back of your head, your shoulders, and your tailbone. And then from here, we're lifting once again. So you can stay here for 3 breaths, or you can release your right leg up toward the ceiling. And wherever you are, relax your shoulders. Start to round your back all the way between your shoulder blades, and then mid back, and then lower, 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 until your tailbone is back on the floor and your back is really flat. One last time, we're going to do that again. You've got your variation. You can either stay in the bridge or you can stay in the one-footed bridge. And again, we're starting with that tailbone under, shoulders under, big arch. Arms are helping you here every step of the way. Inhale, and with an exhale, lift your hips up. And again, stay where you are or lift your left leg, 3 breaths. Good. Wherever you are, feet are back on the floor, round your back, and bring it back to the floor. Very nice. Open up your arms, stretch them above your head. Very nice. Bring your knees towards your chest and give them a little rotation, just to open up your lower back in case you felt a little bit uncomfortable with this. It's a lot of work for the spine for sure. All right, go ahead and bring your left leg over to the right side of your body and left arm to the left side of the body. And then we're just gonna go for another twist. This time, it's really relaxing because your spine is fully open and most importantly, we're not upright. So just release yourselves into the stretch. 4 more breaths. Gently release that. Come through the center. And right leg goes over your left one. Right arm goes to the right side of your body. And you're stretching. Don't force anything, please. Allow your body to get into this stretch on its own terms. One more breath. Very nice. Return your hips back. So we're gonna go into 2 variations. If you're not 100% comfortable with doing full plow, you don't have to do that. If you are comfortable, go ahead and go into your variation of the plow. If you are not very comfortable with that, I need you to separate your legs. Reach your hands and grab your big toes with your 2 fingers here and just start to straighten your legs and bend. And straighten again and just come to the point where, okay, you can actually shift your hips slightly off the floor. The most important part here is that you feel a good stretch in that lower back right above your tailbone. Because everything that we have done was definitely big on our spine. And you got the benefit of stretching your hamstrings. And just play with shifting your hips off the floor. And you're supporting yourselves by pulling on your toes. If you cannot straighten your legs, please don't worry about it. 20 more seconds. Neck is fully relaxed. Shoulders are fully relaxed. Very nice. And very slowly, wherever you are, start to come out of it. Very nice. Place your feet back on the floor. Yay. Go ahead and swing your knees side to side. Take a nice deep inhale. With an exhale, hug your knees, bringing your nose to your knees and knees to your nose. Squeeze every single muscle in your body, whatever you can think of, squeeze it. And release everything to the floor. And now we're going to be mentally saying thank you to our body. I want your eyes closed, and I need you to be as relaxed as you possibly can be. You're gonna thank your heart and your lungs. And as you do that, I need you to please relax them. Relax your arms. Relax your legs. Relax your neck and your head. Now relax your rib cage. Relax your belly and your hips. Relax your knees. Believe it or not, they worked really hard today. Relax your calves and your ankles. Your eyelids are really heavy, so is your forehead. You can barely detect your breathing. Everything is heavy and really, really relaxed and hopefully very happy. This is your break from your routine. This is your way to say thank you to your body. With your next inhale, please reach your arms above your head and straighten your legs and point your toes away from your fingers. You're waking up. This is your first breath of the day. Very, very gently, come back into a seated position. Your legs are going to be in front of you first. Open your eyes for me, please. Bring your knees towards your chest. Tuck your left leg under. And bring your right foot on the outside of your left knee. Settle in and bring your left elbow once again on the outside of your right knee. Reach your right arm in front of you. Inhale. And with a nice and long exhale, rotate. With your next inhale, start to come back in. And hopefully you feel the difference between the beginning and now. Let's switch. Right leg either extended or tucked under, and left foot is on the outside of your right knee, right arm out. Maybe grab your right knee, reach your left arm in front of you, inhale, and with a long exhale, rotate. With your next inhale, start to bring it back up. Good, release that. Come and sit nice and comfortable. Your spine should feel a little bit more happy and maybe a lot more happy. Reach your arms all the way up. Once again, we're just waking up. And place your hands together. Drop them gently down to your heart center. And thank you so much. Have an absolutely wonderful day.